I'm Tanya Steele, editor-in-chief of Epicurious.com, and you're watching Around the World in 80 Dishes. We're at the final step of our cassoulet from France. Okay, Chef Rapp, so we've simmered everything, cooked everything, now we just need to assemble, right? And then cook one more time.
Correct. So, but then we just gratinate it and get everything ready. But we have here the stew that we cooked that came out of the stove.
Okay.
It's nice and hot, tender, and if you look at that, it's nice reduced and nice.
Yum, it smells really good, too.
Smells great. And then we have here the bacon and the thing that we put aside. And
beautiful.
the sausage we put aside. So we have that. Over here I have a little juice from these beans.
Yep.
And a little extra water, and we reduce that. So this is now nice and tasty as well. And we're going to do is take a slotted spoon.
Yep.
We take some of that, maybe an inch of that stew on the bottom.
Okay.
With not too much liquid.
All right.
Maybe what you want to do first, get the bouquet garni out.
Oh, yes, that's a good idea. Okay, there we go.
Okay, let's get rid of that.
Okay. So not too much liquid?
Correct, because I want to marry this and this together.
Okay.
Because otherwise you have the meat juice on the bottom and then you only have beet juice on top.
I
So
see.
if you marry them, we pour it over the top so that the beans get all the flavor.
Oh, okay. All right. So
Correct. That's pretty good.
Yep.
And then the
All right.
next thing, nice and level, we can make a layer of
Of the beans?
beans.
All right.
And again, not a whole lot of liquid there.
Okay. So should I just go ahead and use this scoopla?
This or slotted spoon most of it works as
Oh,
well.
okay. Here we go.
One layer and then not more than half full. Then we have some duck confit. It's fairly tender. We can pull it, kind of like pulled pork. And if I serve the whole leg whole, what I don't do in this case, I would brown this nice and crisp and maybe on a nice lettuce or a nice salad.
Yeah.
But we shredded it and then we put some of that in there.
Okay.
All right, there we go.
Yeah, I've only bought duck
that.
confit. I've never made it myself.
It's easy, but it is time consuming.
Yeah.
And I think in high-end gourmet stores,
Yeah, there's
you can
a
get
lot of
it.
places you can get it. Okay.
More beans.
Okay. Another layer of beans.
Then we take this sauce.
Now, Chef, if you were doing this not for individual portions, you would just do this in the earthenware
Oh, we could put
casserole.
this all in the pot.
Right. Okay.
Okay, great. Now what we want to do is make maybe this hot
All right.
and pour some of that until you
Okay.
can see the liquid coming up in between. Then we're going to put meat pan or breadcrumbs, fresh breadcrumbs, and we're going to mix that with here we have fresh white breadcrumbs. So just to Pullman bread, cube it up without the rind, put it in a Cuisinart, Robocoupe, and that's what it is.
And that also, it looks like panko as well. Could you use Japanese breadcrumbs? You
could.
You want fine
You could,
breadcrumbs,
yeah.
right? Okay.
And then we put that stuff over the top.
So it bakes in a Dutch oven, or I mean, in one of these guys,
One
or
of these.
the Dutch oven,
Or the pot.
for an hour and a half to 2 hours.
I don't think we would need it here because we tasted the beans and we tasted all this. They're fairly tender. So in this case, if you do that half an hour, 3/4 of an hour is max. Because everything is tender, we need to get that hot all the way through, so it's really bubbly and nice golden brown on top.
So let's stick that in
All
the
right.
oven.
So there we go. Here's the oven. There we go. One. Yeah, let's put it there.
Thank you.
Then we have the second one. So that's ready to go.
Okay, so-
350 degrees oven, and we're going to let that bake for approximately an hour.
Okay. So, Chef, this is cooked for an hour. We left the other one in the oven to
Right.
finish, just bubbling, and this looks amazing. Can I dig in?
Sure, go
Yeah.
right ahead. It's the final product. It's delicious. We have all those beans and all those flavors that marry together, all
So
the lamb.
smoky.
And, correct. And the important things are that the meats are nice and tender, the beans are nice and tender, and it's just a homey dish where if we had put that in the big casserole, we put it in the middle of the table, the family sits around it, and you eat.
Some bread,
Nice
some wine.
bread, some wine, and that's it.
It's perfect. It's a perfect
Wonderful.
meal. It's really worth going through all those steps, I must say.
Yeah, first time maybe is a little difficult,
but it's so worth it.
Great. Tastes
So
really
good.
good. Fantastic.